Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon card live stream. I don't know why we say Pokemon card. I think we could just call it CASHAPP. Like, look at the two boxes on the table. They're not even Pokemon. Alright, Star Wars Chrome, Fleer Marvel, Cubone Break, new Toploaders, live CASHAPP. Alright, Toploaders are in, guys. And then let's go check out our prices. Let's see. There's the Fleer Masterpiece. It's a $17 booster pack. Okay. Marvel. Star Wars Chrome. Okay, so the Star Wars Chrome $22 is available. And we got plenty of it this time. I actually ordered it quite a bit. Alright, because I thought it looked nice. $22 a pack. Oops, hold on, mic side. All right. Let's go ahead and close out these emails. All right. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the Tuesday stream. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Let's go ahead and wide camera this. Chat, let's get our nightly respect for Peanut. That's right. Nuts out for Peanut. It's No Nut November. Or some people are now calling it Always Nut November or Infinite Nut. Okay. Now, looking at my recommended videos. I get a lot of recommended videos. So, who's actually here? We've got Mary here, Troy, NHCC, Joseph, Squid Pokemon 6, Tabletop Geek, Rigo Rockstar, Donnie V, John, let's see, J-Dog, Surge, 6, I thought you only killed in DXD, Summoned, Evening from the UK, it's Bargain Hunter UK, how's it going? How are things in the UK? I think I heard about like a stabbing in the UK just the other day. A man shouted, "This is the end of my life," or something like that. There was a guy who just kind of lost it. An older man lost it, started stabbing a bunch of people. God damn, dude. He had like an 18-inch knife or something, I heard. Jesus. So sad. And then in China, there was a man who went through divorce. And he drove a car through a crowd of people and killed like 34 people. Oh, man. People out of control, man. It's, you know, when you're going through a lot of grief, don't use it as an excuse to attack innocent people. It makes no sense. So I guess that's the psychological nature, is when you're going through a lot of grief, there's a temptation to turn that on others. Such a bad idea. All right, ban knives. Yeah, I know. Well, they did. They banned, they're called zombie knives. They banned big knives. So, and I don't know how you implement that. They're just going to find like a different tool that's similar to a knife but doesn't count it. Part of the ban. The reverse eye can exist in stream to make all of the girls in stream look good. What? That sounds kind of self-deprecating. Are you not going live for the daytime stream tomorrow? Just the late night stream? That may be the case. I will be heading out to get a new car, but it's a little bit earlier in the day. I might be back by then. There you go. The dealer's like kind of a short drive away. I mean, he's not as close as he's like in the town over. So I don't know how long it takes to sign a bunch of paperwork, but basically that's what we'll be doing, is signing a bunch of paperwork and giving my soul to the car company. And that's going to be Karis's Christmas present. She's getting a new car. So we're pretty excited. We're tempted to take an Uber over. And then Alexis will still actually be here. She'll be doing the shipping. So, I mean, it could be the case that I still go live. I am trying to sell a lot of cards to help pay for this vehicle, by the way. So thank you, everyone who makes a purchase over the last couple of weeks. You have been helping me to afford a new vehicle and just live, you know, a life. I didn't buy anything super duper special. I didn't buy like a, you know, some kind of fancy sports vehicle or anything. I bought a vehicle that I thought would be nice, but would also be valuable 10 years from now. Because that's it. We'll probably drive this car for 10 years, just like the last car. We're very conservative. There we go. All right. Top loaders are in. Top loaders mean when you pull a decent card, I put it in a top loader now for free. The question is, how valuable should the card be to warrant a top loader? And either 100 or 200. I'm just thinking anytime we think it's a really good hit. And then if you want to buy some top loaders, you can do that, but there's a fee. It's like $1 per top loader or something like that. How much did I pay for these? I don't even remember. So this is Ultra Pro, huh? Do they make the better top loaders? Who makes the best top loaders? I never use top loaders. I'm not a big fan of top loaders. Anyways, now I got to have a place for them too. That's the funny part. I got to have them somewhere. All right, Cubone break. We have a couple new breaks. I made a video about it. Let's go ahead and choose the zoomed in camera. Let me see how those videos did. Do you know if retail stores will be selling Marvel Topps Chrome? They might, but probably not the hobby box. So we have the hobby box available, and that's where we'll be pulling your packs from, the hobby box. So highly recommend you open some, because if you pull a 1 of 1, I want to record it. Okay, you can pull a 1 of 1. I'm pretty sure out of these. I'm guessing they're numbered. Nobody on my channel has ever pulled 1 of 1 anything. And, you know, every time a new top set comes out, there's a chance for that 1 of 1 to pop out. And I'd really... Oh, no! We have pulled a 1 of 1. We pulled a 1 of 1 football card. And it was very cool. And it got lots of views. But, you know, we're not a sports channel. So it's not the ideal thing to be pulling. We got to pull something... obviously, we're not going to pull 1 of 1 Pokemon. They don't have it. But 1 of 1 anime or some kind of, you know, nerdy thing, I would really like that. I made a video today showing off the breaks, and it did not perform well. So people do not like advertisement videos where I'm just selling product. They want entertainment videos. I like to watch that kind of stuff. But, you know, sometimes I got to let people know what's going on. Because we got so many great breaks, man. And this is what we specialize in. We got all these fantastic breaks. Really cool stuff. All right. Messy. I think you should buy a cape, Mary. I am goddamn good at it. Mama told me always to take pride in what you do. A army green Cybertruck with an M50 mounted on the top. Can I have a Pokemon card, says Ruben Aguilar. What's up, Ruben? How's it going, man? Ruben, I don't even remember you being a mod. Why do I feel like I don't remember Ruben being a mod? Ruben the mod. Let me go ahead and have a sip. When did I make you mod? Did I make you mod recently? I can't even remember, dude. We have a lot of mods. All right. I probably just have a short memory, Ruben. All right. Bro. Ruben, you've been a mod a long time, right? Is that the deal? There's so many mods, it actually gets harder to keep track of all the mods. P equals NP. Sigh. This is I guess it's a computer science unsolvable math problem. And I never actually tried to work on any of them, but I do remember I had a professor, Professor Blythe, and he taught computer science math, and he introduced us to all the unsolvable computer science math problems that they expect to start to solve once we truly get quantum computing. Quantum computing, where they can, instead of binary, they can do math calculations. The machine can do a math calculation in an exponential rate rather than a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like there's 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. That's binary. It's very slow. And our fastest computer chips allow those binary computers to operate in that way very quickly. So we have faster computers than ever before. But when we have quantum computers, quantum computers will have multiple states. It will be able to say 1 and 0 at the same time. Oh, that's a big deal. And they're trying to solve that one. That's one of those, you know, sometimes I beat up on school and I say, well, kids should just be able to learn how to make money. Well, you do need academics because you need engineers to go out and solve things like quantum computing and AI. So you do need academic types. It's just my belief is that not everybody's like that. And also, you kind of figure out who's like that pretty fast. Like, I had a friend in college named Brian, and he was the president of the computer science club before I took over, and he was brilliant. You could just tell. All he wanted to do was read books. He was really smart. Well, he went on to get his master's degree at some fancy university in another Midwestern state, and I think he teaches now. But yeah, so, some people are just born to be academic types and work on stuff like quantum computer, and quantum computer might solve this problem one day. But Psyduck, he has a headache, right? So I thought maybe he has a headache because he can't solve a math problem. That's the idea behind the card. If you want to be part of a small club of people who own Cardconomist sketch drawings, go ahead and grab that for $75. All right, so Andy Dirksen, hey, I'll take 2 Star Wars and 2 Marvel Fleer. I have a bag. So I only have 1 Marvel Fleer. How much Fleer did I buy? Because I thought I bought a couple Fleer. I think I just bought one of the Fleers. I really think I did. I think I was kind of nervous that the Fleer would get boring or something. But you're starting the stream out with 2 of them. The Star Wars, on the other hand, I bought a lot of the Star Wars. But I think I only got 1 more box of Fleer because I was worried it would get repetitive quickly. Is Peanut a secret hero in the Marvel set? Well, he's a secret character in the Star Wars universe, along with Gonbo John Kai, Gaper Bingzoid, Jinky Minus, and Peter Igloo. There we go. And Ben Quaternaris. The best pod racer this side of the moisture farm. So, 2 Marvel Fleer. Where did we just set our Fleer? Here it is. Too many simps greeting her. Haha, Jar Jar like use a smart. Alright. Marvel Fleer. Blah, blah. How could I forget? Fred the Raccoon. Yeah. Snipping this. Chat GPT told me to give up, Mary. Yo, that's what it told me as well. If Psyduck gets too stressed, he explodes. You should have seen the drawing I gave to Jen. I should ask Jen to show it off in... I should ask Jen to show off her Psyduck. I gave it to her for free because she gave me a Tyranitar drawing once. And so I was like, we should just give that to Jen since she gave me a drawing. There we go. I like the Tyranitar drawing. That's a key part of it, by the way. But this is more like the... this is like one of the practice drawings is what it was. And she ended up getting the final drawing, which is a little more crazy looking. So you're just pimping. And the gosh dang mirror shattered itself into 1,000,000 pieces. There we are. Poor Fred, he's the forgotten in all this. I should ask everyone who owns one of my drawings to send me a picture, and I'll create a channel in our Discord server showing off those drawings so that everyone knows what's been drawn. All right, Andy Dirksen. Ready? So we got this general who got dookied on because he was too ambitious. This rainbow and this rainbow. Calming touch. All right, there it is. So it's 4 cards per pack. And we're going to use the pack as a sleeve for the 4 cards. There we go. Just like that. Draw me, mister. Draw me like one. Ooh, out of 99 right off the bat. And that is... oh, that's Darth Vader. It's Anakin Skywalker getting turned into Darth Vader for the first time. What a great story, dude. That is some cool stuff. All right. Hey, here's a crazy thing. Did you know Alexis has not watched Star Wars? There you go. I say we demand that she watches it. You watch this or you're fired. All right, what do we got? We've got in a galaxy far, far away. Here's Mandarin, like an orange. Here's Beast. Here's Cable. I remember these. So there's a lot of these cool cards, but there's a signature in the middle. So we're looking for the signature. Here it is. You got Siege. Siege, whoa, and Husk. I'm a husk without ya. I think both of his legs went on another walk after that. Not surprised. She has to start with Ahsoka. What? No, dude. No, she does not. Nobody has to start with Ahsoka. I saw clips of Ahsoka. I was like, get me out of here. How's Disney Star Wars considered Star Wars? It should just be considered like a cosplay of Star Wars. There you are. Yeah, but Rebel 1 was good. By the way, I thought about it. I don't even like that movie. Cheesy as hell, dude. All right, we've got Havoc. There's Havoc. We got Doom, Jean Grey, Rhino. You watch Andor? No, I had somebody telling me I needed to watch it, but I'd already given up by then. I was like, I'm not watching any more of this stuff. She's the Xena Warrior Princess. She has to start with episode 7. I think she should watch it in the way that most people watched it. She should start with, you know, A New Hope and go from there. There you go. She should watch A New Hope, then she should watch the prequels, and then she should watch no more after that. I'll tell her you're all done. You don't have to watch any more of these. Nothing else was made by George Lucas. The rest is Disney garbage. Disney Star Wars is kind of like peanut haters. They're both fake. Oh my God. All right, here we are. Haha, Andy Dirksen. So you got your 2 signatures, but no other special Marvel Fleer cards came out. And an out of 99 specialty card. Let's go ahead and give these new top loaders a test drive. So we would take this and put it in here. Wow, kind of a tight fit, actually. There it goes. All right. And now that is all settled. Andy Dirksen with an AN. So that cost me money to do that. That's not free. The obviously the penny sleeves cost money, but the top loader costs money too. And it's quite a lot more expensive than the penny sleeves as well. So whenever you get a top loader, I'm burning cash. And I had to spend a couple $100 acquiring the top loader. So it's just a thing to think about. You can tell her no more. Only problem, she will want to see much more. And search the stars for stories. I don't know about that. Release order, like God intended. Release order 66. I've never watched a Star Wars film in my 31 years. Have you never watched Star Wars? Are you serious? I feel bad for you. You really ought to. You're missing out. Rafael Gonzalez, 2024 Marvel Topps Chrome. I haven't purchased in a while, so I'm not sure where my bag would be. Raphael, Marvel Topps Chrome. Yes, sir. Okay. And he's Rafael Gonzalez. We'll go looking for that bag, okay? But let's rotate through these cards first. Oh, this is a nice Venusaur. Okay. I was looking at some Arita signatures this morning. Or night, whatever you want to call it. I was looking at some Arita signatures. Oh, right, I said this. I said every card shouldn't have a star, didn't I? I had this initial concept of star cards. Oh, no. Do these not peel off? Oh, it doesn't want to peel back off. All right, that sucks. So I had this initial idea of maybe lots of cards get the star card, all the pricey ones, and then I realized, nah, it's just an ugly look. All right, let's try that all over again. This is a special Cardos 10 Venusaur for you guys who want to collect super vintage, because this is older than the base set. This card is printed by Bandai Namco. It's extremely rare and features the video game icon for Venusaur on the back. So it's like, the way I think of this card set, it's the Game Boy card set. And I'm terribly in love with it. But I've got this spare Venusaur. There we go. And it doesn't match my PSA ones. But if you're looking for something fun, have at it. Now, we're going to go ahead and give this a sticker. Okay. Does that look right? So the expensive slabs will be given a sticker. This sticker will help us find them on the table if we want. Okay. How many packs in a box of FIFA Prism Blaster? Great question. Let's take a quick look at that Prism Blaster. Here it is. And it says 6 packs in a box. Ooh, I can update that menu to have a box price. I love that Venusaur. I wish I could afford it. By the way, if you can't afford something, I'm always down for trades. So let's say you happen to have a bunch of slabs or a bunch of raw cards. You can always ask me to simply trade. And I've worked out a trade or two before. It's difficult, kind of because you don't always know the value of what you're trading. All right, what we got? Havoc. Oh, no, this is Captain Britain. Captain Britain! All right, let's get it. Oh, I'm doing it right. Yeah, I used to slide those back in. So, Captain Britain, which is a normal card. Is it really just Abomination? Okay, so you get one Abomination. That sucks. Raphael, you're going to have to go deeper, man. You have to get another pack. So you've got War Machine, Jackpot, Mephisto. These are very shiny. Son of Fire, and Captain Burden. Thanksgiving Strip Club night will be popping. You need more than just one Friday night, Troy. Hit up Mystique. Yeah, you need that Mystique 1 of 1. There it is. Oh! Beckett verification complete. Oh. Oh, I know what they're talking about. Just got an email. So the cards are officially starting to get worked on. That's what's going on. I want to see. I actually sent a whole giant submission to them, and I didn't organize them at all. I just sent them a big messy bag of cards. And I did that because their system didn't have Hello Kitty yet. And I'm like, why am I going to go through the trouble of naming every different Hello Kitty card when you're probably just going to change the names in your system anyways? You're going to have your own system of doing that. So, and I was only sending in Hello Kitty. That's it. That's it. No, nothing else. This is an expensive submission. This is one of the biggest submissions I've done with them. Okay. So it says I sent 74 cards. And yes, they gave each card a different name. So they came up with their own names. And if I had done it, I think that I would have just wasted my time because I probably would have done the name wrong. Normally the way it works is you look up the name in their system, right? But they didn't have names for the Hello Kitties yet. All right, Raphael. How much would a whole case of Keiju number 8 be? You want a whole case? Well, you're in luck. I happen to have a whole case of Keiju. I don't have a price for it, though. And I think I have multiple sources where I got the Keiju from. So pricing is complicated because if I give you the price of a case based off the cheapest guy I got it from, you might actually underpay because you might be opening the case that I got from the most expensive guy. Does that make sense? So I got the cases at multiple prices, and so I'm wondering which case you'd be opening. So I'd have to set the price in a careful way. Raphael, your bag was very easy to find. So give me a second. I'm trying to remember exactly how I acquired it. Haha, mister, I wasted time looking up names online for Hello Kitty. Yeah, well, I know how it works because they've been doing it for a while. I've been grading cards for a while, right? And I don't know the hell what these Japanese cards say. So I go, well, whatever I put down, they're gonna create their own system of naming in their system anyways. So I didn't bother with much. I just created a generic title like Wise Blau, Hello Kitty, 2024, various Hello Kitty cards. And then I let them figure it out. It just makes sense in this scenario, right? All right, let's see, Keiju. So the question is, how did I acquire the Keiju? Okay, so I can see how I acquired the Keiju now. So you want a whole case of Keiju. I'm going to give you a price. Are you ready? So this is open right away. No import fees, no wait time. Here we are. Whole box, and it's cheaper than if you bought it pack per pack from me. It would cost, according to this, $1,100. I might need to double check that too, by the way. Okay, so give me a moment. There's one more thing I need to check on it. I have to be sure that I can reacquire it too. Because if you buy that, I'll be out. I only got 2 cases. Okay, so it's trickier to stock Keiju. You know, when it comes to restocks on Japanese product, certain Japanese product are pretty easy for me to stock. I would say maybe Pokemon's very easy. Pokemon and One Piece. And some are kind of difficult. Okay, give me a second. Is there no way to search this? Okay, here we go. Okay, I see that. So I was given a price by somebody. And then let's see what this looks like. All right, hold on. I'm not respecting that price yet. Hold on. It's tricky because as time passes, every day, prices change because people gobble up cases of this. And it becomes a complicated matter. Okay, I can't restock it. It's as simple as that. I can't restock it directly. I have to find a way to restock it. It's pronounced kaiju. Thank you. Yes, kaiju. That makes sense. That matches how other ones are. Okay, so not this price. I apologize. So it would probably be more like... So the price goes up a bit just because replenishing it is now trickier at this point. That's for a whole case, 1.250. If he buys that, by the way, what would happen is I would scramble to get more of it, but I actually would not be out of it. We would have a couple boxes left from the previous case still. I have the first 3 volumes. I was tempted by 6 beers. Case shoe number 8 is a fire anime. Would you guys like it if I posted case prices in the menu as well? We do pack price and box price now. Would you like case prices? Case prices could be really fun. Let's see. Toss this away now. So, we have an order from... Clicking around. Click. Here we go. Robert Tumman, one in the Masaki Ghost Guy. One in the Masaki Ghost Guy. So, for $40, here's the Ghost Guy break. It's called a Sublist, just like the Jungle Sublist. And you go right here, Mr. Robert. So, Robert, you're waiting for this 13-spot list to fill up. Then we open up 13 custom boosters, and one person will pull what's called a Mega Booster out of those packs. The Mega Booster is $500. You could buy straight in if you want, but that's how it works, okay? And so you're vying for the 5th spot. Your odds are 1 in 13. That's how it is. Say 1, 13, 7. Well, this is the 1 in 7, right? Pretty clever. That's the Mega Break. We'll run that from now on. It'll include Pokemon cards that are quite expensive. And so it's really $40 for a chance for an unusually expensive thing. I would like case prices. You'll run out of room again eventually. I'm stuck in the chair with the cat on my lap. Do you have any Diamond Pearl, Heart Gold, Soul Silver Euro packs for sale? Sort of. Yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff. Some of it I'm hoarding because I'm waiting for the dust to settle. I'm waiting to see prices. And but I am holding some stuff. And right now, this is what we're opening. This is the Gen 3, like Emerald, and this is Gen 1. Diamond Pearl and Heart Gold Soul Silver are a little later, right? Well, I have a whole box of Heart Gold Soul Silver product, and I think I have a box of... do I have a box of Platinum? I don't know if I have a box of Platinum. I have some black and white boxes. Dark Explorers, Dragon Exalted, Plasma Freeze. So black and white. I got a ton of XY because I really liked it. But I don't think I hold that much. I have some tins. So I have some tins of Heart Gold Soul Silver. Other than that, I think I'm about out for the Platinum. So I don't hold a lot of that particular product. I could have. I thought it was weirdly expensive for how non-nostalgic of a set it was. You know what I mean? But I like the Heart Gold Soul Silver a lot just because it's pretty. Christopher Houghton, Mr. 1, Custom Vintage Pack 1, a Holo Shuffle. Okay, you got it. Christopher Houghton. Ready? Good luck. So this is a $5 holographic card, and it gives you a chance for a slab as well. Ready? You got Sinistra. Okay, no luck there. This is where we keep the vintage packs. I have those little baggies in it. This is where the breaks are being hosted. I'll pull those out real fast. So these are the custom vintage packs. There's some good ones, and there's some cold ones. You'll know if you got a good one. They're pretty clearly good. All right, same deal here. 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's yours. Let's see what you pulled. Oh, you might have just pulled a good one, actually. Okay, hold on. You got Wigglytuff, Rhydon, no rarity. That's Neo Beedrill, Mr. Mime, Hypno, Jumpluff from Neo 3, Kingdra, Flareon, and Flareon. All right, pretty neat. That's not bad. Actually, that was a great deal. You got that for 25 bucks. How do you feel about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you did extremely good. You just got 8 Japanese vintage holos for 25 bucks. So that is extremely good. $3.50 for the copper coins. That's right. They're just a little fun. I think of them as like an introduction to coin collecting. I do a little bit of coin collecting, not too much. Okay, Christopher Houghton, let's grab your bag. What'd you guys think of that? Was that fun? Hooray! I want to get one of those vintage packs for 25, but if they were all holo like that pack just was, well, if they were all holo, then I would go out of business because that pack loses me money. So it's a hit pack, and the way it balances out, there has to be cold packs. So it's like think of it like, let's say you bought Surging Sparks. Most Surging Sparks booster packs are terrible. You open them and instantly lose money. And then you run into some that are just kind of like maybe break even. And then you run into one really big paycheck, and that's the Pikachu SAR. So that's the nature of all booster packs. And so we've changed PokeBruhs to be more like that. By the way, where did I put the PokeBruhs? Oh, they're right there. So we've changed PokeBruhs to be more like that. And the vintage custom boosters are like that as well. But there's not just one hot pack in the box. There's always a couple. So we do that on purpose. There'd be no point if every pack was a hit. I get it. Yeah, it'd be expensive. Anthony Kalura, case of Surging Sparks. Don't holos, please. You know I just like the good stuff. Anthony Kalura just bought me out of a case of Surging Sparks. Damn, dude. All right, give me a minute here. Holy moly. One whole case of Surging Sparks. Bro, yeah, we're going to see some Surging Sparks in a minute here. All right, give me a moment. I'll take a look. Oh, well, hold on. I'm going to look at my restocking options. Because if we're down a whole case, I want to understand if prices are rapidly changing. Sometimes they do, by the way. Sometimes prices rapidly change. Oh, they are rapidly changing, I would argue. Oops. There we go. All right. Okay, so Surging Sparks after this point, well, I love this hobby, man. It's so fun. Surging Sparks. I bought a couple cases of it just because I was scared of running out. So Surging Sparks has to change at this point because it's already rising in price, and we have to keep up with that carefully. Give me a moment here. And Mr. Anthony's going to push it up a little bit. So it changes to $6.50 per pack. Not a huge change, but it is a notable change. And believe it or not, that is a slim margin for me. That is not me making good money. That's a slim margin for me. All right, let me go ahead and hit play on this. As it turns out, shipping costs and all the other stuff, PayPal fees, really eat into your ability to make any money. Let me go grab that case. Let's get that Pikachu, man. I am ready for Pikachu. Here goes, guys. I feel bad for whoever ordered right after you. Because they are going to wait a little bit. Okay. No holos. I love it. Because that is going to make this easy. Man, screw that Anthony guy. Raises prices on us. Whenever any card set moves by a good margin, not a good margin, by a good amount, I have to go in and check my restock price. It triggers a restock price check. And yes, as it turns out, this is already up by about $10 a box since the last time I checked, which was only a few days ago. So prices on this rapidly changing. All right. right. Mister wants to make them big bucks, but he doesn't show feet. He's doing it all wrong. Yeah, I know. I will start my only Pokemon fans account very soon. Ready? Grabbing this. Claudia says market manipulation. I doubt it. This set just has a really good Pikachu in it, so people are just opening a lot. It also has, Latias SAR. That's pretty good. Paradise Dragona didn't perform badly. It's got some decent grill cards in it. Overall, it's a decent set. We can all tell it's an above-average set. It would be better if it had the goddamn Magneton. All right, let's get it. So here are some holos. Oh, I should make my wife come in here and open these. I'm going to go take a break. I'll make her open them. I'm doing it all wrong, guys. Yeah, if I want to get rich, the way you get rich, you make everyone else do the work. Jeff Bezos, he doesn't pack your boxes. He hires somebody else to pack your boxes. I'm going to hire my wife. She's going to do it. Here's Melodic. TCC, you won't do it. There we go. We're thinking about maybe putting a couch in this room so she can hang out when I'm running late. She can just sit in the room and feel comfortable. And maybe sleep even at night. Sometimes she gets nightmares. She's a real nightmare phobia person, because if she has a bad dream, she's scared she'll get it again. So she'll come out and sleep in the family room. Casting couch? Yeah, the casting couch. Anyone who wants to open cards has to hang out in the room on the couch for a while. Here's Shiinotic. You guys are weird, man. Marco Arboleta. Here's Slackoth. Oh, man, Slackoth. Look at that little booty. Quaxel. She's like Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I totally get that. I've experienced that. We are. Do you guys ever get bad dreams? I get bad dreams every now and then. We are Kecleon. Oh. Grab this. Ah, Surfer. Aloha, bro. Sugar blue. I've seen these before on the P-Hub. Here we are. Okay, here is more LOL slacking. Ta-da. All right, and Swablu. That is the first half of 6 boxes. This is going to take a while. Bad dreams are a trip. I hate waking up with my heart racing. My bad dreams are usually not that scary. Like, I don't get, scared. Like, like, surprised. Mine are always, super depressing. That's mine. And then another aspect of the bad dream there'll always this sort of effect. It's how do you describe it? It's sort of like flying an airplane into an unknown place. Kind of that feeling, like you're in a place you don't know. And it's not a scary feeling. It's sort of like it's definitely more like a melancholic feeling. I don't know how to morose. I am morose. Time to make the room bigger for a couch. Get the sledgehammer. TCC renovations. Here we are. And my brain's really good at just sort of making up an environment that I've never been to. It's really detailed, and it'll just be like this place I've never been. But it's not a good feeling like, ooh, we're on an adventure. It's sort of like this is a place I shouldn't be or something. All right. No, that's not even the feeling. Not a place I shouldn't be. It's more like a feeling like a place I'm there, and it's almost like a place I'm hiding in. Yeah, but that's not a great feeling. Here's Cryogonal. Ooh, Scavillain. Mister's bad dream is him losing money on Pokies. Yeah, and that too. My worst dream, I lose my Pokemon card collection. No! There we go. My best Pokemon cards have their teeth falling out of their mouth. Here's a Rotom. Are there 6 boxes in a case? There are 6 boxes in a case. Here we are. Here's Mantine. Oh. Here's Togetic. Here's Peekaboo. Pika! All right. I get late for college dreams. Late for college. Fear of being tardy. We are. By the way, I am very, very punctual in real life. Obviously not for this stream, ironically, but for like appointments, I don't think I've ever been late for anything ever. Like even one time, I am super punctual. I never miss. Here we are. Maybe one day I'll be so sick or ill that I'll miss, but no, I never miss. I am never late. It would drive me insane if I was meant to meet somebody and they were late. I mean, I just lose my mind if that happens. Like, they're supposed to be here. How could this be? This is unacceptable. So for me, I absolutely go crazy on showing up to things on time. It would really drive me nuts to be late. I hate being late so much. Yeah, it like triggers something in me, like pure, unfiltered anger. I don't know how to describe it. Here's Sylveon. Maybe it's a genetic thing. I don't know. Maybe some people they're like more time driven or something. But yeah, it just unlocks pure rage mode in me. There we go. All right, there we go. Tism. Yeah, it unlocks the autistic screeches. Box number 1. So, what did box number 1 have in it? It had the Surfer. Archelodon? Does that count? Jesus Christ, dude. That is a bad box. By the way, this is coming straight out of a fresh case. Let me zoom out here. All right. Well, I can't really show it all off, can I? Ugh. If I had a bigger table, I would have filmed myself cutting the case open for you, but there's just not enough room for that. All right, let's rotate these slabs too, by the way. If somebody else is late, again, it's almost like I can't believe it. Like, how can you be late? And I can't even tell you where that comes from. The reason why I say it's genetic is because it feels like it's not really a learned behavior. There's no like trauma or, there's nothing in particular that makes me this way. I was just born this way with caring a lot about the time. And it's just this real gut, deep anger if someone is late or I'm running late. And I'm never late. Maybe it's like playing a video game and losing the game, right? I think I told you this story once. I had a youngest brother where if he lost the game, he would throw the controller and bang his head on the wall because it would make him so upset. He'd be like 4 years old playing a video game, and he would lose his mind if he lost. And I never did that with video games, but with like real life, I would do something like that if you were like late for an appointment. It's like, dude, the level of unacceptability is so high here. Straight up lemon grab. Snap this. Here's a snip on this. So something in my gut just makes me care about it really deeply. All right. Snipping this. My sister was hours late to come visit my wife, and I pretty much was losing my mind about it. Yeah. There we go. All right. Very good. The teeth represent our security and foundation. Dreaming of losing them, calling out to us to look at our worries and insecurities and inner stress and pain. Okay, since you're the dream reader, here's another style of bad dream I have. In my bad dream, I'm again in this sort of place where I'm almost hiding, and everything around me is gigantic. So, and it's usually nature, by the way. It's usually not a building, but it has been a building. So what is that dream? It's always the same stuff, isn't it? It's always going to be the same thing. It's always going to be fear, anger, stress. Bad dreams are always, some subconscious whatever. Here's Cyclozar. That's it. I'm getting my crystal ball out. I'm going to get my sightseer outfit out. And I'm going to read your dreams for you guys. Here's Alone Executor. All right. Repressed emotions. Here's Quaxley, Gastrodon. I think it's probably closely linked to a behavior as a kid where my brain was often analyzing where to go to avoid my parents. I think that's what it was. So my brain did that a lot when I was younger. And I think that's my brain playing it back out as an adult. Here's Slack Off. I've had that with hiding like a damn looking place like the GoldenEye 64. Yeah, but I'll have my brain will extend it. It'll get more complex over time. So in the past, it might be something like heading toward a gigantic body of water and knowing there's humongous fish inside the water, big enough to eat you, right? And the dream will become more complex as I get older. Maybe there'll be a girl who I care about involved, and she'll be swallowed by the fish, but I won't. Really weird dream, isn't it? I'll be like, no, I've dodged it. You got eaten, not me, though. And it's a terrible feeling, like, ooh, you should have known about the fish. Here's Energy Search Pro. Is this fun? We're talking about dreams. Don't you hate dream sequences in movies, by the way, are the absolute worst. Here's Watrell and Sarah Luch. Anytime a TV show or a movie goes into a dream sequence, I'm like, skip. How do we get out of here? Let me tell you about my dream. Oh, God. No. Get me out. Poor method. No, we're not doing poor method on English. That's reserved for Japanese or Korean. All right, Caphagragus. And Mr. doesn't even drink. Yeah, I know. All right. Is this why TCC is afraid of large women? What are you talking about? I love large women. Forget about that Coke bottle figure. I want that Mega Gatorade figure. I want the, girl. The fat ass. Here's Executor. All right. I used to make that joke when I was at Target working. How long ago was that? I was like 18 years old in the back room hanging out with these guys who, they were all, I was quite young, so most guys were older than me. 24, 30, 40. Making that joke. They found that joke hilarious. A lot of them were kind of curious who I would date, because at the time I wasn't dating anyone, and they were like, who are you going to date, dude? And I would always joke I was going to date like a big black woman or something, and I was this very, very, very thin white guy, so it was kind of a funny joke, I suppose. Here we are. Mister going to get those big old women down in San Antonio. I'd say I want a woman with a figure like a Gatorade bottle. I had this, what I did, I was extremely, extremely fast at work. I got so much work done because it was a physical labor job, and I was just crazy like a tornado on the work. I went as fast as I could all the time. And I carried with me either a giant jug of Gatorade or a giant jug of water. And I joked that I wanted a woman who had the same figure as my Gatorade bottle, and they'd all find it hilarious. They'd laugh their heads off. We are melodic. Looking for that woman with that Gatorade jug figure. Oh, baby. Mega Gatorade bottle is funny. Well, it's funny because I would carry it around with me. And I was just like in this, like autism mode where I was just working like crazy. There was one other guy. His name was Eric, actually. So my name was Eric. My name was Derek, and his name was Eric. And he was a black guy, maybe in his 40s. And he was the other fastest worker. We had the same sort of mentality about work. He didn't talk. Now, I was talkative, but he didn't talk. And he went in. He wasn't friendly with anyone. And that dude was a storm. He'd get more work done than just about anyone, except for maybe me, because he and I would be working as fast as we could, like a competition. And between the two of us, we'd do like a third of the work. And so it was Derek and Eric. And yeah, I remember him. He was real quiet and just didn't talk to anyone about anything. He was quiet for years. He just never talked. There was another guy like that. He worked out on the floor. I used to work on the floor. I used to work in the aisles. Early morning logistics, right? So it was shelf stocking. And he what was his name, dude? I can't remember his name. He had such a Santa Claus figure. It was like he was a perfect looking Santa Claus. And he was Ed. His name was Ed. Much older guy, white guy with a big white beard. And he wore like overalls. And he would stock the paper towels every single day. That was his job. So he had the best job in the logistics team. He worked with the paper towels. But he was much older. So I would bet he was probably 50 to 60. And so he just got the easy stuff, I guess. But yeah, he was real quiet too. He didn't say a word to anyone. Like if he said even one word, it was surprising. It was like, I've never even heard your voice before. He was real quiet. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. I have a bad tendency of remembering strange dreams. A very large tree might represent strength and stability, while a very small animal might represent vulnerability and helplessness. Oh, wait. Oh, Mary's doing the analysis. Okay. No, I wouldn't say that, Mary. So she says the size of an object can often indicate its importance. Larger objects or people are typically more important than the smaller ones. I've analyzed my bad dreams before. I suspect it's a reliving of the moment where I sort of left home. That's what I suspect it is, because I kind of just went out all of a sudden on my own, and the world was like this unknown place. Remember, I was homeschooled. So the world was just like this unknown place to me, and where I was unskilled and very unsure about what to do and how to handle it. Man, that sucked too, man. You got Clement's Quick Wit and Gravity Mountain. Jesus, dude. Those are brutal boxes. There better be a good one coming up. Holy cow. We got to get you that Pikachu just to break even at this point. How many packs in a box of MetaZoo? In a box of MetaZoo Chrome. Let me look. I would be very happy to open a box of MetaZoo Chrome because we got a couple boxes of that. Here we are. Okay. 20 packs. 20 packs. There was this general feeling when I was a kid at home that was similar to the feeling of the dreams. This general feeling like, how would I describe it? If you subside the bottom of the trees or the dom, the top, that'll be $10. Oh, it's you, subside the bottom of the trees or the dom, the top. There was this general feeling of anxiety at home. And the anxiety was a really interesting kind of anxiety because it was definitely sort of like this need to sort of disappear. Like you needed to disappear in a large family to not be seen, hide in the bushes almost, you know, because what got you in trouble the most in a large, well, in my family perhaps, not all large families, but it's probably different for every kid in every large family. But what got you in trouble the most was getting too much attention. So if you got too much attention, it was a really negative thing. And your brain becomes like designed to avoid everything. And almost to like run away, like literally. So I think the large trees and or large nature, hiding in nature, flying into the field, I think it all kind of represents this urge I had when I was younger to just kind of get away. And it's still a bad feeling because the need to do that didn't come naturally. It was sort of like an adaptation from the chaoticness of our crammed little sardine house. I call it a sardine house because we were crammed in there like sardines. I shared a bedroom with like 4 brothers at one point. It wasn't always like that. Eventually it was like that. I had 4 brothers in one room. Could you believe that? Like, and for a little while, it wasn't all in one room. One of the brothers had a bed outside the room. I remember at that point, when it got that bad, I would take my blanket and I'd go into just like a storage room and sleep on the floor just to have some like privacy, literally. Nothing else, just some privacy. Just be away from everyone. So crammed, it was insane. Here's Swablu. You know, it's hard to have so many kids if you don't have a lot of money. You got to have a lot of money to have that many kids. Oops. So let's put this here. There we go. Nightmares can arise for a number of reasons: stress, anxiety, irregular sleep, medications, mental disorders. Perhaps the most studied cause is post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, I think my brain tends to remember how rough it was. I think that's what it's doing. It's, you know, yeah, it was pretty rough. It was rough enough that you think about it from time to time. You just remember it. It's like this thing that was really, really much harder than anything else I had to do in life. You know, by the time I reached college, oh, here we go. Melodic SAR. Beautiful. Oh, all right. And now let's try this. So we've got one SAR, one of many, correct? We're going to have more than one. Ta-da! Ooh. So it's sort of like processing, or I don't want to say processing even, because I feel like I've thought about all the things before. It's more like just remembering. You know, it's like this thing that's hard to forget. You know how like it's hard to forget the feeling of being a kid on Christmas, which, by the way, I love Christmas, best holiday around. It's also hard to forget, you know, maybe your toughest moments in life. And those were some of the toughest moments, were being in that overcrowded home, everyone angry at each other, but especially the parents not doing well. I think my parents could not handle, my mother could not handle all the stress of having so many children. Not recommended unless your mother is very good with kids. But I don't know if anyone can be good with like 11 kids, but, you know, in theory, somebody is. I think it's also the nature of the kids, too, by the way. Some of my brothers and sisters were really, really psychopathic. They were just not good kids. I had to kind of figure that out later in life, too. I didn't really understand it, but I had some pretty mean-spirited siblings, and I don't know where that comes from. It's all just genes to me. It's why I'm so fascinated by genetics. Genetics and personality is super, super fascinating to me. It's a subject that I could study all day long because it's so fascinating. Here's Sedotan. Like, imagine one day, because, by the way, this is what it leads to. Imagine one day we could splice genes and we could, like, splice an unsavory personality types out. Of course, maybe that's not such a good idea. Maybe you need some people who are unsavory. But you wouldn't say that about a criminal in jail. You'd say, oh, if only this guy had just been a different person, you know, somebody else. Then you'd be like, well, imagine we could just identify what makes him a criminal in his genetics and then just splice that out of his genetics. And would that be an improvement? You wouldn't know, but you'd need to experiment and run tests to know. So that's the deep down, that's the scientist inside of me who wants to tamper with ideas, look for connections, look for relationships between, you know, small little stats. It's what made me so good at playing video games. I have this infinite desire to test things. And it's why I went to school for computer science, because I was like that. There we go. All right. My girlfriend's sister has 3 kids at the age of 22. Hey, man, she is in the gene pool. That's what that means. She's not going anywhere. She said, I'm staying. All right. We look down on that kind of stuff, but she did good. You know, people have the wrong idea about kids. Kids are a good thing. But I guess we look down on it a little bit if it was really unplanned, like maybe it was a series of poor decision making. Nowadays, though, people are so good at avoiding having children, it's starting to reverse. It's like, you're too good at it. You know what I mean? You got to start being a little loosey-goosey sexually. You need to start having some sex or something. All right, ready? But yeah, it's the nature and the way that we reproduce that people are looking at that and saying, oh, that's no good. Can't do that. But if it was on, you know, if it was on purpose, 3 kids by 22 is really impressive. And now you're just done. You can just raise your kids. Nothing else to do in life. I think we want life to be more about other things. We want life to be about vacation. We want life to be about our sexual exploits. We want life to be about money. But it's really just about family, in my opinion. Family's the real purpose. There's like animals in the wild. They don't do anything but family. You need to have kids, mister. You're almost 40. I am 35, and I do need to have kids. Luckily, men can have children a little bit older in life. My wife is 29, and she is totally ready for children. She wants children, so we are ready for kids. She's off birth control. She was on birth control for like 11 years or 10 years, and so she is finally off of it, and we're letting it happen naturally. Here's Tapu Lele. Although they say the IVF is a thing now, and because Donald Trump's going to make that for free, apparently, which to me is another socialist handout. He's supposed to be a conservative. But I think the government is perhaps rightly looking at it as an investment. You know, the idea of children as a cost rather than an investment. It turns out they are an investment, because when you produce another human, that human goes on to selfishly pursue their own desire to be, you know, prosperous and wealthy and productive. And they end up producing way more over their lifetime than they initially cost as a child. See, so now we're starting to look at children slightly differently as a public good, and you're seeing the government come out and say, okay, well, we'll pay for the IVF treatment. You just please have a kid. Here's Slackoff. Look at that. I can partition my load if needed. What the? Dreams about being stabbed are surprisingly common. They usually indicate feelings of being wounded by someone's comments or actions. These dreams might also be related to your social interactions. Oh, did you get stabbed in the back? Braviari. All right, here is a Zelf Executor. A single sperm is 37.5 MB of information. Do you read horoscope and stuff? Sagittarius, year of the rooster? No, I don't read into any of that kind of stuff, but maybe you were asking Mary. Maybe you're asking Mary that question, not me. Here's Terrapagos. I do believe in the science behind personality types. I think certain personality types emerge as a result of their genetic traits that they inherited from their ancestors. Here's Melodic. Oh, and also, of course, it's a random combination of both parents' genetics. So if you're lucky, you hit the genetic jackpot and you're given a good brain. And you don't always do that. Sometimes you're given a criminal brain. Sometimes you're given a very, probably most people just get a very average brain. There you go. But imagine we could tamper with your genetics or genes to produce really smart children over and over and over and over again. That would be the quickening of the evolution of the human race. Because, you know, we sort of stopped evolving. Who's to say that that's a good idea? All right, here we are. Box number 3. A Pokemon collecting brain. I've got a Pokemon collecting brain for sure. For sure, man. I love it. I think I love it more than money. I mean, I know I love it more than money. That's why I have so much. Way better than money. If Trump makes it free and you don't have a kid by then, would you do IVF? Well, that's what we were talking about, because we're curious about, you know, what can you do with IVF? Can you have twins? Is that going to be paid for by the government? Like, what if the government will pay for you to have twins? That's tempting. Can you have the IVF decide the eye color of your baby so that we definitely get, you know, like a blue eye or green eye baby? She's got blue eyes, green eyes. She's got greenish eyes, and I've got greenish eyes. My eyes actually look pretty gray if you look at them for a minute. And so we've got those colored European eyes, and we think if we have a kid, they're going to have the same color, but we're not sure. We both had a brown-eyed parent, so we think IVF could lead to us successfully passing down the blue-eye gene or whatever. Here we are. Mister, what number is that melodic? I'm liking it. Number 237. Is that a secret rare? 237. What? Mary, you're not going to open 6 cases of this? I thought you were going to open up 6 cases of it. Did the rare candy break go off? It did not, but it's pretty close now. It's actually got only like 10 spots left, or I think it was 9 spots. Okay, we are on box number 4. This is box number 4. Get ready. Anthony Kalura, 1 whole box. We're talking about dreams for fun today. Talking about bad dreams. How about good dreams? Do you guys ever have good dreams? I don't feel like I ever have good dreams. I feel like I just have like dreams that are either bad or normal. I don't know what a good, like I don't ever wake up smiling, but I might have a dream where I'm just like thinking business or something like that. And those are pretty good. Here we are. Or how about dreams of a sexual nature? You guys ever had those? I've had a couple of those. Artuladon. Yeah, dreams are fascinating. Okay, here's Miracle headset. Oh, I just have darkness. Then I wake up. Well, everyone does dream. It's part of your brain's clearly doing something, like it's doing a cleanup or a reboot or something. That's why if you don't sleep, like if you permanently stay awake, you will actually die from that. How crazy is that? So the brain's required to sleep. All right. It's also why not getting enough sleep is associated with like dementia and Alzheimer's and dementia as you age. So you need to get 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours or whatever. I had a dream Trump won a second term. All right. Here's Chien Pao. Mr. admits he has wet dreams. Who doesn't occasionally have a dream of a sexual nature, you know? Here we are. Here's NDD, Gastrodon. Why trying to make me relive Rebel Clash? Oh, Lycia's Appeal. Very nice. So that is one of the pricier girl cards. How about Pikachu in this box? We want Pikachu, man. Pikachu SAR. There we go. Oops, Sarah Luge. When I was a kid, I would always dream I found money. Then I'd wake up and be sad. That's funny, dude. That's a good one. I like that one. I would have a dream where I would be just barely escaping someone who's trying to grab me by the heel. And I'm flying away. That's a common dream for me. So I'll be flying away into the air, and the houses around me are gigantic, and I'm like just barely getting up in the. I don't know the mechanics of flying, but somehow I was flying as a human, and I would just barely be out of the reach of this person who's trying to grab me by the heel, and each time they would almost get me, and I would never truly make it all the way up into the air. It was like this dream that just started that way and ended that way. And so once again, it's this sort of escapism dream. There we go, like Peter Pan or something. Sometimes I have a dream with people that I haven't thought of in years. I want what you're smoking, says Jesse. Here we are. All right. Here's a snip here. And a snip here. And a snip here. I've read that's actually a common dream, the almost getting caught dream. I'd have that one a lot as a kid. And so it calls back once again to this concept of trying to sort of evade being in trouble. Law, hate those dreams. Snipping this. Yeah, almost captured, but not quite. We are. And snipping that as well. All right. Grabbing all these. Sometimes I have dreams with people that I haven't thought of. Oh, I already read that one. All right, here goes. Well, I have those too. I have this really bad dream where I can remember how all my siblings look when they were young, but I don't know what they look like now. How crazy is that one? Here's a holo. Package just came in. Nice. Oh, yeah. So Joseph Jones' package was all taped up with the label on it, and my wife brought it into the home thinking it was the mail. So Joseph Jones' box is back in the home. All right. Here's Oricorio, Chi-Chi Dreams. Here's Rotom Latios. Ooh, Latios. Now you need the Latias. Here's Mesprit and Cryogonal and Tatsugiri. I'm a big fan of Tatsugiri. Your brain can only recall what it's seen before while dreaming. Well, yeah, so my brain can see my siblings as children, but, you know, since I left home, God, how long ago was it? It was like 18 years ago now. It can see them, but it's like it knows they're not kids anymore. And so it doesn't know what anyone looks like. And that is a bad dream. Here we are. It's sort of a reminder things went poorly. It's almost like what I imagine somebody who was maybe a victim of a massive car crash where they lost their family. Somebody like that probably has dreams that's very similar. Here's a Terrapagos. You ever had a dream where you've broken a bone and you can feel it when you wake up? Like a phantom pain? That sounds crazy. I've never had that. I've had a dream that's given me a bone. Here's Flagon. Here's Sigilif. When will you unblock that kid you called Mister? Yeah, deep down, I'm sure he's of age now and has lots to say about his childhood. Why, I am of age now and I do have lots to say about it. Here's Cast Form. All right, Cast Form. And, yeah, there's not some sort of emotional repression going on. I'm pretty aware of all the things. Here's Kilowattrel. And Dedenne Donphan Dialga. Toss this over here. Wow. All right, so the next box has flown by, and it is also pretty, well, I mean, I guess you can't expect every box to be an alternative art, can you? So you got Tatsugiri, so that should be fine. The Tatsugiri is the equivalent of like a rainbow rare, right? Doesn't happen a lot, but I have dreams sometimes that come true, like someone has died. Ew. I've heard of those. I've heard of intuitive dreams where people have a sense something's about to go wrong, and then it actually happens. But it's your brain, feeling like, whoa, there's a risk for something to go wrong, and then it's dwelling on it. I've heard of those. There you go. And some people then say, hey, I can predict the future in my dreams. But it's not that you can predict the future. It's just that you, of course, are worrying about the exact thing that might go wrong. And then, because of luck, it actually occurs. Bad luck, maybe. There we go. So, it's a curious thing because let's say you wanted to believe that God is like answering your prayers. Well, if you drive into a parking lot and you pray to God for a good parking lot, eventually, if you did that every time, eventually a parking lot spot will open up, a really good one will open up right after your prayer, because statistically that's what would happen. And then you would think to yourself, oh, that's not luck. That was God interceding. And so you could have dreams like that where it's like you dream something's going to happen and then it does. And then you go, oh my God, I'm a seer. I can see the future. And people sometimes really get wrapped up in that, but they don't think about all their weird dreams that didn't turn into anything. They just make the connection on, it's sort of like a bias, you know what I'm saying? Dream bias. All right. 2 boxes left. This one and another one. 2 shots left for a Pikachu SAR or SIR, whatever it's called. Here goes. You got Melodic so far, showing the difficult nature of pulling this card. Here's the Rude. Jesus appeared on my toast. It's real. It's really him. It's a famous one, isn't it? He appeared in my chili beans. Xerneas. Is this a case opening? That's what it is. 1 whole case of Surging Sparks. We got Flamigo. Oh. Flamigo. Still a chance for a Pikachu in here. We're going to find out. We got Melodic Altart. Slackoth. Oh. Mr. appeared in my Pokemon pack. Oh, no. Here's Precious Trolley. Oh. Scooby-Dooby bombs. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo-Doo. Tapu Smoopu. Oh, Durant. Bazoink. Making sure that's not an AR. Here's some holos. Here's Cyclozar. You ever buy that expensive wood you wanted on eBay? Well, no. The reason I didn't do that is because it was just kind of like a fun theory that it might be investable. So, like, if there was a movement of people to collect raw cuts of really extremely rare tree wood, like in Boynia burl, for example, the theory is that it could have a similar effect to buying gold or silver. It's a finite resource, typically used in ornate wood craftings, which people buy those. They buy ornate wood craftings, including people who like to woodcraft as a hobby, but also people who are adding extremely high-end vases or whatever veneers to their home or whatever it is they're doing, right? So there are wood crafting projects that use this extreme... Oh, it gets used in musical instruments a lot. So people want to build these artisan things out of wood. And some cuts of wood are more desirable than others, like Suriname snakewood. But it turns out those trees take like 60 years to grow, and we're gobbling them up at a much faster rate than they grow. So they're sort of like, they're a renewable resource, but we can't renew them in time. And as a result, the price on the wood is going up. The governments are saying you're not allowed to cut this tree down anymore. And in particular, burl is especially expensive because you might be trying to get burl from a tree that takes a long time to grow in the first place, 60-year tree. But then a burl is actually like a wart. And so each tree might not ever grow a burl. So burl is kind of like finding a diamond in the rock that you're mining. So burls are, the grain goes all crazy. It has something called crenellations. And the grain is just super beautiful, highly desirable. Very often when you talk about veneers, they say burl veneer. They're referring to burls. And so in the wood crafting hobby, those burls are super sought after, especially if you got a good cut, because you might not find that cut again. Now, if you were to take that and just buy it and put it into storage, it might actually go up in price, similar to something like, it's like an alternative asset. It might go up, similar to silver and gold. And if you bought a lot of it and waited a year, it might go from like $1,000 to $2,000 because people really want to buy that burl, but it's not growing fast enough to meet demand, and governments are outlawing it. Just like ivory. They say, no more ivory tusks. You're killing all the elephants. So that's my theory. If you could have a system of investing into extremely high-end cuts of wood, and everyone's, like it trended, like it became a trend, I think they could take off to unbelievable prices. But it would have to trend. So in other words, I couldn't be the only one to think this way. It would have to be like this discovery that occurs, like people go, oh, I didn't even think about that. There's silver, there's gold, and then there's wood burl. It's this natural resource that is super limited and investable. So I'm going to go buy some because it's going to go up in price. And so that sort of like investors selling to investors scenario would cause the price to spike and explode. It would be really fascinating. I was even thinking, like, what if you created a whole industry of taking burls and encapsulating them so that they're sort of like displayable as cuts. And they're very beautiful to look at even when they're not processed into like a vase or something. You can just look at a block of burl and be like, damn, that's cool. Kind of like how you can get that purple stone. What's it called? I bought some the other day. I bought a really expensive one. I bought a $2,000 one. It's called amber or something. I can't remember. Not amber. It's called God, why can't I remember the name of it? It's that purple stone that people like to collect. It's a crystal. Amethyst. Thank you. Yeah, so similar to amethyst, but I think it's actually more rare than amethyst. So they discovered amethyst was common, and amethyst goes up in value when you... Oh, Cyclozar. So this is like his rainbow rare from the box. So amethyst goes up in value when you discover a slice of amethyst that looks especially good. It's all natural. And then you can preserve it and sell it as one piece, like an artwork. But it turns out there's a lot of amethyst to mine. So it's not rare enough to be that investable unless you get a really special piece. As for the burl is going to be obsolete one day. There will be no more burl. It will go to zero. That's how fast people burn through the burl. Woodcrafters burn through that stuff like 80 stock exchange workers went through cocaine. They just burn through burl like instantly. And I know for a fact it grows super, super rarely, and it takes forever to grow. So, yeah, it's just this really rare thing. Even if you found a scientific way to grow burl on purpose, it would still take a really long time to grow a tree prepared to produce a burl. I'm saying burl a lot. They're minerals. That's right. All right, and now the last box. Minerals, not rocks. Whatever. Hey, mister, have you checked out Pokemon Pocket? Very fun. I've not. I'm not too worried about Pokemon Pocket. It's not a real Pokemon card, so I'm not as interested. Did you ever get your refund for the Italian Tops box? I did, guys. Did you know that? So the Italian Tops box guy was very mad at me. He said, I said ITA in the title, and I said, well, that's not enough. You need to say Italian, because you might have somebody who's never bought Italian cards before, and they don't realize the ITA at the end stands for Italian. And all he had to do was refund me on a product I don't want, and then he can just go resell it. It's the same product. It's not ruined. But he was fighting me, so I had to actually, in the end, I actually had to open up an eBay case to get the refund, and then eBay forced him to return the item. And when the item arrived at his place, he still didn't refund me, so I had to open up an eBay case to resolve the refund, and they ruled in my favor. So he was very mad. And it's like, dude, it just turned out that I didn't want the Italian language box. There doesn't have to be any hard feelings between either of us. Why are you going to try and force somebody to accept a foreign language card that they never wanted? That's not the way to do business, you know? So, okay, it turned out to be Italian. My bad. So let's just get it returned. I don't want Italian. I want English. No, you bought it. You have to keep it, and I get your $1,000 now. It's your problem now. It's like, So, yeah, I had to debate him on it. He was really unhappy about it. I ended up buying it because TCC touched it. Oh, my God. All right, last box, guys. Last box. We are 1 hour in. And Mr. Anthony Kalura, I almost called him Joseph Albrecht. Mr. Anthony Kalura ordered a whole case. He does have the melodic alternative art, but what we really need is the Pikachu alternative art. So there's one more shot for it. I hope he gets it. Good luck, man. You got the melodic and you got the Lycia alternative art too. So you actually got two alternative arts in this case. Here's Executor. I feel like that lowers your odds a little bit, but we'll see. Because he was trying to sneak through and not be upfront about the Italian. Well, you know what makes it harder? And I've never ordered Italian Topps cards because whenever I see the word Italian, I avoid it. But so what makes it harder is the actual booster packs have English on the front. They don't have Italian on the front. So it might have been the case that I bought it in haste. I bought it too quickly. I didn't review it close enough. But he only says Italian in the description, and I didn't notice. And he doesn't say Italian in the title. And more importantly, the picture, where I do pay attention to the picture. The picture is in English. The booster packs are all in English. So I'm like, oh, okay, some English packs. Let me go grab those. And so I kind of, I told him that. I was, oh, look, it's a mistake, but also the packs are in English. And you just said Ida, and I didn't know. And you said at the end, the very end of the sentence, he says Ida. I didn't know that meant Italian at the time. And he could have said Italian Tops, and it would have been no problem at all. Or in the picture, he could have shown an Italian Topps card, whatever you want. But I told him, at the end of the day, the product's fine. You've still got your sealed product. There was one open pack. And, and I told him, I'll buy the open pack. I'll buy it from you. And anyways, so he said, no, you got to keep it. You got to keep it. You bought it. I'm not going to accept the return. And I was like, all right, eBay case opened. It's just how it is. They want the sale. They don't care if you're happy or not. They just want you to forcibly take the sale and they get to have the money. And yeah, it's really, really greedy. It's poor customer service. Why would you try and make somebody purchase, Italian Topps cards if they don't want Italian Topps cards? They wanted English. Just doesn't make sense. But that is one example of, the kind of trouble you can run into on eBay. And in this case, eBay protected me. If they had told me no, I guess I would have tried to sell them, and maybe they would have even sold through. Some of you guys might be Italian. Some Mamma Mia's in here, and they'd go, hey, I'll take some Italian. But I didn't want it, and he should have just accepted the return. Snipping this. Oops. Bro, not one Vagito in this box. What the hell? Get some Pokemon posters. He already spent the money. Now he's in debt. You ruined him. That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking he got the money and he already reused it, and he definitely does not want to have to refund. And that's why you don't want to spend that money right away. You do not want to spend the money until the other person has the item and reports back that they're happy with it. And if they haven't reported back that they're happy, do not spend that money. I'm that way. I keep a reserve of money at all times in case there's any problems. Keep a reserve of money. There you go. Even in that case, though, communications, everything, Mr. Used to his, I know your address method. I know where you live. I'm sending the penguin to break your knees. You ready? Here's Sandy Gast. Well, you know, sometimes there's a lot of money involved in these things. All right, we got Swablu. He should be fine, though. If he's so confident in the product, he'll be fine. He just sell it to somebody else. You know, sell it to somebody who wanted Italian top scores. What's the problem? You know? It was not a sealed box, by the way. It was an open box. That's how I bought it. It was an open box of product. So it wasn't like a sealed box that I unsealed. So let's be really clear about that. This was an unsealed box of Topps cards. And I thought it was an unsealed box of English Topps cards. And our goal was we were going to test it. If they happen to be in good condition, we were going to raise the price. If they were sticky like I thought they might be, we're going to keep the price really low so that there's no margin. That was my goal. We were testing out an open box. So when he gets the box back, it's not like he's lost anything. It's just the same open box. He lost some money on shipping, I suppose. Yeah, but he didn't even ship it in an expensive way. Here's a Megaton Blower. Come on, Pokemon! There's still a chance for that Pikachu. Some Chinese seller sold me fake-ass cards. Yo, sure. Counterfeits. It's illegal. That's super illegal. It's not just a scam. They can actually get in trouble with the police. It's a crime. So, you know, you got to help the police. You got to help eBay track those guys down and figure them out. And they got to slap those guys. They are. That is a crime to sell counterfeits. Here's Rufflet. And here's Drosna. All right, Drosna. China, some Chinese seller. Here's Stunfisk. It's especially a crime because they tend to present it as the real stuff, right? So they're doing some false advertising on you. Someone sold me a fake skid marks on panties. Damn it! It wasn't even skid marks. It was Jello. It wasn't even skid marks. It was pudding. It was just Sharpie. I like pudding better. I think pudding's funnier. All right, there you have it, folks. Won a whole case of Pokemon Surging Sparks. Melodic comes out. Lycia SAR comes out. And now you have a little more knowledge around the extremely expensive nature of this Pikachu. Because you can see all these supporting cards are... Well, this one's pretty nice, too. I like this one, too. So that Pikachu is real nice. The Magneton would have helped immensely. Imagine that Magneton was still in the set. They should have never removed the Magneton. What a mistake. Surfer. Surfer's an SR, though. Did I miss any of these holographics? So, you know, you got these guys here. They're kind of nice. I like the Pikachu, though. The Pikachu is nice. Pikachu might actually be worth something. Here's a Drasna. Larvesta. Black Kyurem. He Black. We got the Alone Executor, but twice. Cyclozar. Flapple. Slackoth. Cast Form. Tatsugiri. Latios. The Latios is good. The Latios might as well be a hit. I think the Latios is desirable. Slackoth. Execute. Sedatin. Here's another Drasna. Skarmory. Oop, I'm getting a text. Is that Alexis? Clamont should not count as a hit. Clavopus. I like the design on Clavopus. Shiinotic. Miss Alexis is coming in late on a Tuesday, which she's normally off on Tuesday, but she's coming in a little late to work on some shipping. She says, I'm still good to come in for shipping tonight. There you go. All right. I got very poor sleep today. My neighbor was mowing his lawn. Awful. How many of these did you get? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of these. And then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. So you got 11 hits, but really you got 2 true hits. Lycia and Melodic are truly hits. And this guy should count. The Pikachu should count as a hit, in my opinion. And Latios. Those are truly hits. I like this Flapple a lot. Like there's some middle hits, but take a look at these. So this is where you're doing good. I don't know, man. That's tough. That is tough, dude. Anthony Kalura. Thank you, Anthony. He's a big supporter. Appreciate you, man. You're the best. Anthony Kalura. Wow. I'm a real mower like back in the good old days. The gold Pikachu has 1 in 1,100 pack pull rate, yet it's like $50. Maybe they're trying to make the gold cards valuable, you know? If he's really that hard to pull, then he's going to have a very low population. And then people are going to go, "Oh, that's valuable." All right, that's part of the fun of opening cards is you don't know if you're going to pull the chase card. I think I'm going to set you right here. This generation is Latino themed, it appears. Yes, the Latinos. Whew. Man, that was such a big order. So the person after Mr. Anthony was, click, Anthony Kalura, who wants a spot on the Cubone break. Yay! Okay, the Cubone break. I suspected it might be popular, and indeed it is. It is. So this should actually say 2 and 13, because one of the spots is a star card. I just didn't write that down. Write that down, write that down. Here we are. Okay. Bloop. He's in there, and this ticks up to 6. Way better than Rebel Crash. PTSD. Sky Henderson, 1 whole box of Avatar, por favor. Avatar. Earth. Wind. Fire. Earth. Soup. Anthony Gandhi. This is for Sky Henderson. Sky Henderson, thank you for your patience. Epic patience time. The Melodic is the chase card, in my opinion. Love that card. Going to try and find one for myself. There we go. You like the Melodic? Yeah, if the SAR Pikachu is that hard to pull all the time, this is going to be a pretty decent set. Oh, well, you know, we only opened 1 case. I shouldn't say that hard to pull. But, yeah, I guess, you know, if you think about it, the Vivid Voltage Pikachu was insanely hard to pull, too. Fat Pikachu? Yeah, you never pulled him. You went through case after case after case before one fat Pikachu showed up. There we go. Hello, this is Deep. Hello, Deep. What? Do-do-do-do. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby buns. All right, what do we got? We've got a holo. Ta-da. And a holo. Ta-da. Sky Henderson. Sky Henderson. Here's a holo. Wait, that's not a holo. Oh, yeah, it is. Holo. Yeah, no fat shaming, says A. Perez. Yeah. Okay, there's a holo. All right. I'm starting to think of obesity as being very similar to like an alcoholic, but you're an alcoholic for food. I'm fighting being overweight really hard again. I'm back on the horse, guys. Back to losing weight. I'm starting to realize just how psychological it is to lose weight. It's like not eating food, you know, it's not a very complex physical action. Like just don't let food past your mouth barrier, right? Very simple, actually. But actually doing it, very difficult. Here we are. Planning food that's healthy and nutritious and lower in calories in order to intentionally reduce weight. Your body does not want to do that. Your body wants to pig out. So it takes a lot of self-control and determination. But I'm feeling really determined. Here we are. I did really good yesterday. You know what I ate yesterday? So I got a 1 pound bag of scallops. I had scallops, and I did oyster sauce with chili garlic paste. That's some of my favorite seasonings. And I did celery and a scrambled egg. And then that went into sort of like a toasted seaweed rice with anchovies as a sort of like an additional salt if I wanted to make it a little saltier. And I did. I added some anchovies. And but the anchovy fillets go right on top, right? So you get a little bite of the the anchovy, and a bite of the scallop. I was stuffed, dude. That bag of scallops fills you up so strongly. It's really impressive, and it's just raw scallop. There's no preservatives or anything in it, and I cooked the scallops in a particular way. No butter, no oil. Isn't that surprising? You can actually cook without oil. So we are just told you have to cook everything with butter and oil. Turns out those are some of the, I mean, they're not some of, they are. The densest calorie in the world is oil. Nothing is denser. You could call it an obesity supplement for making yourself more obese. Oil. Anything with oil in it. But I did have an avocado, so that's a healthy fat, right? So avocado, but I didn't cook with butter or anything like that. Just I boiled the scallops, and then I reduced the water with the chili paste, and that reduces into kind of a sauce almost. And it was delicious. Tasted fantastic. We are. Ooh. All right, Sky Henderson, no stamping there this time. How was the sear without the oil? So you can get a slight sear, not a very good one, but it didn't matter because maybe that's another thing. Like you believe you have to have a sear on the scallop. Well, you can also believe you need to have fried chicken to eat chicken, I guess, but you don't actually. You can just eat like baked chicken with no oil on it at all. It just bakes. And so again, the sauce reduces in the pan. And, you know, it had garlic, it had ginger, and a little bit of celery, actually. Celery is a fantastic seasoning. And what else was in there? Yeah, there was a little bit of tofu and a little bit of egg, right. So I didn't mention the tofu, but the tofu soaks up that flavor of the scallop really well. What's fascinating about the tofu, it's a bean product, and it's got no cholesterol in it. So it's this high-protein, no-cholesterol food. And so you can add a little bit of tofu to your food if you want. I actually really like tofu. I always have. And so, yeah, you mix all that together, real saucy, some anchovies. You got a really nice fishy dish. And it's cooked at home. It's actually, you know, you could go out to eat all the time, or you can just get one nice ingredient like scallops and just eat at home. It's just, the scallop bag, I think, cost me $24. You know what else cost me $24? Eating at Taco Bell. So just skip the Taco Bell and just eat healthy food. All right, Sky Henderson, and it's so much heavier than Taco Bell, too. It's so much food. So, Mr. Sky Henderson, let's grab your bag. Here we are. So anyways, I was checking the calories on that. And the rice has decent calorie per gram in it. It's pretty heavy. Rice is heavy, but, you know, I had 1 cup of rice. But the whole pound bag of scallops is like 500 calories. It's nothing. You can actually eat tons of scallops, it turns out. And you will be full before the scallops can make you obese. That's what's so fascinating about it. Like, if you were to turn the same calorie to gram chocolate bars or cupcakes or whatever onto your plate, you could eat the chocolate bars, Snickers, and you'll hit the same calorie rating as the scallop. 500 calories of scallop, 500 calories of Snicker bar, right? 2 options. This will leave you with an exploded stomach. Your stomach's so full, you have no room. And this one, you're starving. You're still starving over here. You get a big, you know, like sugar spike, and then your body responds. And then, you know, it brings down the sugar spike with too much insulin. And then the insulin makes you feel like you don't have enough sugar in your blood again. So then you go, oh, well, now I need more sugar. So it's like a vicious cycle. But the scallops didn't do that. Scallops with rice was delicious. It was very filling. I felt like I'd eaten a gigantic meal. In fact, I had. And because I cooked at home rather than at a restaurant, I was able to control the oil calories because there was no oil in it. I cooked with no oil. Yeah, it was the whole meal was like 700 calories. And so I was left with like 1,100 calories for the day. That's a lot of food. It means I could have eaten that meal a whole second time and still had even more calories left over to eat. So it's really in our diet how we're eating food that's like obesity supplements. That's my theory. But we're addicted to particular foods. Thomas Hogue, 3 copper coins. Oh, those are fun. Okay, let's get those. Mr. Thomas Hogue. Here we are. That's why I've done carnivore for 2 years. I'm 4 stone down. I'm avoiding carnivore diet. Carnivore diet has a really high amount of cholesterol in it. And also, you know, carnivore diet kind of tells you stuff like you can eat all the oil you want. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to go omnivore. I want vegetables. I want some carbs. I want some meat. The number one thing for me is calories. That is all I care about. Calories is the number one thing. And it works. It's already working. I've been doing it for a couple weeks, and I'm already down like 7 pounds. So that might be the only rule. is calories. Like, I think if I ate Twinkies, but I only ate 1,700 calories of Twinkies, I would just lose weight no matter what. If you want to talk about overall nutrition, Twinkies are terrible. But if you only eat 1,700 calories of them, it doesn't matter. So I think that's it. It really is just calories. And so carnivore, omnivore, vegetarian, whatever, you just have to limit your portion. That's it. It just really does come down to that. If you eat too much portion, your body has to store it. If you eat too small of a portion, your body has to burn some of your fat. That's all it is. And so what I go for a kind of like a mixed vegetables with some lean meats. I'm very consciously aware of meats that are less healthy. So like, for example, having a piece of maybe like a raw turkey breast is better than eating a fried chicken, even if you were to eat the same calories for each one. So I'm really aware of that right now. It's a calorie deficit. What are those coins? These are for sale for $3.50 each. Oh wait, we just put that in his bag now. And you can have me add this to your bag for fun. It's just a fun little thing we sell. These are $3.50 each. See? It's pure copper, by the way, and it's nice and heavy. Do you hear the clink? It's nice. So they're just for fun. You can store them and see if they go up in price. I added this to the menu as sort of like an introduction to coin collecting, just for fun. All right. Lean ground turkey is great. Yes, you need to watch your calories, but also need to fast. Well, all fasting is eating less calories. That's all it is. That's why it works. When you fast, people, they say it like activates certain mechanisms within your body if you fast for a long time, whatever. At the end of the day, if you just don't eat calories, what do you know? You lose weight because nothing went into your mouth. So obesity is like it's a psychological disease. I think it's like alcohol. I think it's exactly like alcoholism because people drink alcohol to feel good. And it turns out eating cakes and cookies really boost your mood. They make you feel good. They make you feel like you got plenty of energy. You get all that sugar. That's free energy. Your body doesn't have to do work like burning fat. So I really do think obesity is alcoholism. It's the same exact disease. We have different names for it, but I think it's the same function in your brain, and it's targeting a different drug. It's targeting sugar, and it's targeting oil in particular. A lot of people don't know that one. It's oil. Your body's targeting oil. Like, how many of you guys crave to open your cabinet, get a spoon, take a spoonful of sugar, and then just put that into your mouth? Does anyone crave that? I don't think anyone craves that. That's disgusting. But you want to eat a candy bar. So what's the difference? Well, as it turns out, the candy bar is like 75% oil. So chocolate, it's made primarily out of butter or soybean oil. And caramel, that's like oil and sugar melted together. And the fluffy crap they put in Snickers, it's oil. So what you're really craving is oil. Oil is the addiction. So humans are addicted to oil. And oil is very similar to sugar. It's a very enjoyable dopamine triggering food item. I mean, I do that with my Kool-Aid. With losing weight, you just got to be careful and not lose muscle mass instead of weight. You're correct. I mean, you can lose muscle weight. So no, I agree. That's why I'm doing like push-ups and stuff. So I'm doing some exercises at the same time. And walking. We didn't get our walk in on the weekend, unfortunately, but I try to get my walks in, and I do some push-ups. I'm going to buy a weightlifting bench and put it in my home. That's my goal. I want to work on my arms. So I'm real determined. Having that trait, determination, is a good one. But I'm starting to realize obesity is not a normal thing. Our society has normalized alcoholism, but for food, and it shouldn't be normalized. It needs to be looked at as a catastrophe. It needs to be looked at as disease. I think it is a disease. Obesity is a disease. It just leads to all the bad things: diabetes, heart disease, and just all kinds of problems. Kidney failure. I'm really determined to lose weight. Mister does 5 push-ups and calls it good. Well, I just do it until my muscles are sore. That's my goal. So when it comes to working out the muscles, so that would be like resistance training. My goal is to get my muscles sore, and then, okay, I'm done. So I don't have like a number. That's why you need plenty of protein in your diet to feed your muscles. Yeah, well, of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat protein. Protein's good for you. Protein, but there's this key item I wasn't doing before, and I'm doing it now, and it's making a huge difference, and it's fiber. So I've done a lot of research on diets and meals. beans, dude. Beans are the secret. They're like the secret ingredient. If you can force yourself to eat a whole large serving of beans every day, you just won't have room for other foods. And beans are full of protein. They're actually very dense protein foods. They're dense in fiber, dense in protein, and they're a plant. So they're a plant-based food. So you can have like, here's what I have. I have like Indian chickpeas, and it'll be like a pre-made packet of chickpeas. And that'll be like almost 400 calories. It's actually a little heavy, but they're so edible because they're so well seasoned. And then I'm done. I got my beans out of the way. And then after that, I can eat some other stuff, you know, so like maybe a rice with meat kind of meal. And then after that, it's up to me to season it. Matthew Bigos, hello, mister. 4 packs of Nike. Let's get those 4 packs of Nike. So that's what I'm real passionate about right now. I'm very passionate about, you know, I've got all these other things in my life sorted out. You know, I'm married, I'm graduated, I got a job. I need to be a normal weight. I need to get all the way down to 230 pounds. And so I'm going to get that number, and it's going to happen. And it's very difficult to stay on the path toward weight loss. But I realize now how much of it is just psychological. It really is just alcoholism. You're fighting a different kind of alcoholism. Here we are. We use the word alcoholism and we just think of alcohol, but no, it's a general brain disorder where your brain constantly craves something that it shouldn't. And so obesity, your brain's constantly craving maybe sugar, but actually it's oil. So your brain's constantly craving oil. Oil is a different alcoholism. Here we are. And here's this. Whoa! It's because of Michelle Obama. How much do you weigh now? Well, I won't disclose that, but I'll let you know when I hit 230, okay? Mister, that's why body positivity exists. No body positivity. Get rid of that. You need to be the correct weight, and you need to admit if you have alcoholism, essentially, right? That's the first step to beating alcoholism, is admitting you have a problem. So that's why they have that in all those addiction programs. They get you to admit that there is a problem. And body positivity is some sort of reaction where they say, I don't got a problem. You got a problem. And it's like, nah, dude. All the data's in. All the science is in. We can see people who are overweight are dying young. They're getting diseases they shouldn't have. And I've got to beat it. I've got to get over it. And that's going to be my struggle. And I talk about it a lot. I love food, right? And people think that that's normal to just love food, but it's not. You know, you're supposed to eat what your body needs, and you're supposed to be a healthy weight. Here's Matthew Bigos. I got to overcome it. I have Pokeholism. Yeah, Pokeholism. Yeah, you know, I think if you pay attention to a group of people collecting Pokemon cards or any cards, one of the things you'll notice, a lot of obesity. So I would be willing to bet plenty of people in this group are also struggling with their weight. I'm not alone. Card collectors seem to have a lot of obesity. I've been to the Collecticon, and I think they are related. I think that it's a dopamine need, like you have a high need for dopamine, and so you eat a lot and you collect a lot, you know, so they're connected. I suspect that's, I'm not a scientist and I don't have proof on that. So, but it's just kind of common sense. You need to eat a lot. Well, why would I be surprised that you need to open a lot of cards too? Because opening cards is a dopamine hit. It feels great. So I think they're related. There we go. Mister, you can just buy injections to lose weight. It's the future, bro. Well, it might be the future. And I'm for it. If it works, I'm for it. It's a good thing. So that might be the future. Daniel Del Barrio, 7 Surging Sparks. All right. The beginning of the movie WALL-E was low-key a window into the future. It truly was. Everyone's in their chairs, obese, drinking some kind of calorie drink, Starbucks, and then watching the internet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is obesity the biggest problem in America? It might be. I mean, if you think about the total cost of obesity, I think people have less children. I think people have shorter lifespans. I think people need more medical care. They're generally going to have, I think, more frustration, more depression because they don't like the way they look. You look better when you're not obese. So your brain knows. Isn't that interesting? Your brain knows to get away from it. Your brain sees it as a disease. That's why virtually everyone prefers, thin-looking women, is because your brain is recognizing a problem with energy. So fat is sort of like a sign of energy. And when you're storing too much of it, it might be a sign of energy problems, like metabolism problems. Your body's not burning it fast enough. And so your brain is, without any help, your brain knows that healthiness is closely related to fitness. And so your brain sees a disease and it goes, ooh, that's not so good. And we've been trying to normalize it, and it's not working. You know, like if Victoria's Secret brought out a bunch of obesity models, people would say like, go woke, go broke, see you later. Here's Clement Quickwit. You got it, Daniel. People would be like, not going to work. And yeah, and that's largely what's happened with, you know, companies that are all into that. It's not worked. They've had to reverse course. It's the same in video games, you know, like you had the one game for the PlayStation that just failed really badly. And it featured these female models in the game, character models, that were obese. And people said, no, get me out of here. Not buying this. So, you know, and Tomb Raider, she's not going to be obese. And whatever other character, Tifa's not obese. These characters are always drawn as very fit because the human brain, the eyes, enjoy seeing fitness. Yeah, it's a good thing. And so we have to recognize that there's a real disease. It's exactly the same as alcohol. It is alcoholism. It's just alcoholism always referred to one thing. It referred to alcohol. It's alcoholism, but it's for oil. You want to eat oil really badly. Oil in the candy bar, oil's in the ice cream, it's in the cheese, it's in the meat. There's too much oil in some meat. It's in the fried foods. It's oil. We have an addiction to oil. Daniel Del Barrio. SAR in 6 packs. Yeah, but it's a guy foo. I don't know if we can celebrate the guy foo. So that's Joey Maycumber. What did we last do with you, Daniel Del Barrio? I have a lot to say on the subject, obviously, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but, you know, it's my show, and I tend to share my real feelings about whatever it is we're talking about. And, yeah, I want people to overcome whatever struggles they might be having with self-control and, you know, look the way they want to look. I think most people, whether they admit it or not, prefer to look fit. I think that's how 99% of people want to look. And then there's people who are really struggling with it, and they try to normalize it. They say, well, I'll never be fit. You can be fit. It's a struggle, but you can do it. But you might need help. Body positivity should be more about people believing that their weight isn't equal to being a piece of poo. Obesity certainly is a different... Well, you're dealing with a very serious problem because it's like beauty, right? So it's like, imagine you got a beautiful girl here and an ugly girl here. Beautiful and ugly. Okay, I just defined it that way. One's beautiful and one's ugly. It's really, really hard to admit that everyone's preferring the beautiful girl because each girl is a human and they have intrinsic value, their life. They're beautiful on the inside, maybe. Let's say they're both beautiful on the inside. She deserves love, right? But she's beautiful. And so everyone's going to treat her better. She's going to get better jobs. She's going to get social media success. She's going to get all the things. It's hard for people to admit that there's this thing outside of them where your worth is determined by your level of ambition and success and your competency. And part of competency might include being able to lose weight. So your success is tied closely to that. When is the next 24-hour stream? Tomorrow. All right, so Daniel Del Barrio, it's hard for people to admit that because in our minds, we want to be protected from that. We are actually scared of being found worthless. It hurts ourselves to be found worth less than other people. And it's always going to be that way. It's a self-preservation mechanism, but you shouldn't allow that to subvert your goals. Your goals should be to raise your self-value through your actions. Okay, so try not to take it too personally. Just say, these are the rules of the game, and I want to win. These are the rules of the game, and I want to win. So now you can set your goals and start working on it and start configuring the way you see the world in a configuration that leads to the best outcomes. So don't allow yourself to be hooked by wishful thinking, and don't allow your self-esteem to be hurt too much. You know, if no one else will love you, you have to love yourself. And that's a real thing. You really can do that. It's just harder to do it. It's easier when everyone else loves you. It's much easier. But sometimes you just got to accept yourself and be the only... You got to be your own cheerleader. Sky Henderson. New bag. All right, so Sky Henderson needs a new box. I'll be right back. Look out, kitty. Look out. Look out. All right. Is this the actual last box of this product? I think we have the last box of it in my hand. So you're opening more than I realized. We got just one box left. One last box of Avatar. Should I restock this? Are you tempted to use Ozempic? I am, but if I can lose the weight without Ozempic, I'm not going to do it. Yes, I am, but I think I'm becoming smart enough and aware enough to just beat it on my own. All right, so give me a second here. What were we charging? Oh, right, 80, right? So the price on these had really moved up. I could get this product back in stock if I wanted to. I think I'm just going to let it sell through. It's been a fun product, but I can't see it as sort of like, it's not driving enough people toward it. So this one is coming off, Mr. Avatar. Avatar is out. Okay, the Avatar. We would need to sell the Avatar at a new price of $6.50 a pack. It's a pretty decent change. If you guys ever want Avatar back on the menu, let me know. Mister, please don't use Ozempic. Read this book called How Not to Die. It's all about these topics we're talking about. Mister, what is your daily calorie goal? So I'm allowed to eat 1,800. According to MyFitnessPal, I use that app really heavily now. I record every single bite that passes my mouth barrier into my body. So I count every calorie, and that maybe seems crazy or something, or very inconvenient. That's how I feel about it. It's very inconvenient. I count every single calorie, and I've been hitting 1,800 calories a day. I've had 1 or 2 days where I hit 2,000, but that's all right, because that's not even weight gain, right? So if I'm allowed to eat 25, I'm eating 17 to 18. Some days I fail and I get up to like 2,000, 2,200. But as long as I'm not hitting over 25, I'm not gaining any weight. But the goal is to lose weight. I really badly want to lose weight. And it's all psychological. You have to want it. You have to admit there's a problem. You have to see it as a serious issue. You have to see it as like a brain problem. Hey, I've got a brain problem, and this needs a solution. This can't be this way anymore. Like, you have to almost, it's crazy. You have to almost wake up out of it. It's like a lower state of consciousness. And maybe some of you guys are overweight too, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, maybe some days you kind of slap yourself in the face and you go, wow, I just crave food all the time, just eat all the time. And it's like this struggle not to be that way, but you don't know why you can't stop. Well, it's like a lower state of consciousness, and you need to be able to fall into a higher state of consciousness. And it's hard to describe, but it is a brain problem. It's not a mouth problem. Your mouth works fine. It's a brain problem. Like, here's my hand, and I have to bring the food up to my mouth. Well, I could just not do that, but your brain makes you do it. And so it's a real brain problem, like alcoholism. Mister, I've been on that calorie deficit. I've lost 32 pounds in 70 days. Wow. And I believe you, actually, because it's kind of working for me too right now. So it really is just calories. I mean, if I was to say, don't worry about vegan, don't worry about keto, don't worry about, whatever other stupid diet plan, don't worry about any of those. Just find out how many calories you need to be eating. Oh, I like this one. Missing companion. Just start counting your calories and never skip counting them, and the fat will just melt away. It really will. If you do that, it'll actually work. I'm convinced it will. It's working for me. It's working for this other guy. Here's another mistake I made. I made this mistake in thinking what I needed most was to exercise a ton, which there's nothing wrong about exercise. Science shows that exercise is super good for you. So, but we were doing that heavy walking in the past, and I actually was losing weight. But it's funny, I'm losing weight much faster this time just by calorie counting rather than by exercising. So I don't take my morning walk every single day. I go out with Karis, and it's wintertime now, and it's getting harder, so I need to set up the treadmill. We were thinking about working out in virtual reality together for fun, so we're thinking about buying another virtual reality headset. But anyways, so it's not all about exercising. It really is just calories in. So if you just stop letting food go into your mouth, you would just suddenly lose weight. And it's like, duh. But, you know, it's weird how hard that is. As somebody who struggles with food, it's weird and then there's skinny people out there, and you're like, how do you do it? How do you just eat, you know, one donut and then say, I'm fine? How do you not eat the whole bag of donuts? It's, you know, like all I can think about is having another bite of food. So, but it's just brain chemistry. It's what it is. So you got to admit, you got a brain chemistry that's leading to the obesity. And then you got to create like some strategy and goals and really, really care about sticking to those goals. If you can't get yourself to care, you're never going to do it. You actually really have to care, or it's not going to happen. So you have to begin to do the opposite of normalizing obesity. You have to see it as an extreme problem, like an extreme disappointment. You have to start looking at it and say, this is not normal. I'm a person who's struggling with alcoholism, and everyone can see it. And I need to actually take care of myself, and it's hard to do, but I got to do it. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm not alone. I know most Americans are struggling with this, because if 50% of Americans are obese, you know, it's one in every other person. They're either fat or obese, right? So if it's 50%, I mean, I'm guessing about half of you guys are hearing me talk about this and maybe relating or maybe disagreeing with some of what I'm saying, but I hope relating. Because I think it is a very serious problem. Here we go. I gave up soda, mister, and if I have a burger, I'll eat it lettuce wrap. I just don't eat burgers anymore. But the number one thing I removed from my daily meals, cheese. Cheese. So if you start using a calorie counting app, the wildest thing is you'll start to notice patterns. Like you'll notice behaviors that are leading to the obesity. Snacking. I used to go into the, I ate chicken and green beans and rice. I'm doing good today. Then I'll go into my kitchen, I'll have a bite of this, bite of that, have a little Parmesan cheese slice. Hey, why don't I have a couple olives? And you realize, oh my God, I've eaten the equivalent of a second meal just in little snacks, like a slice of turkey breast or something, like a slice of ham, right? And so if you snack all day long, hey, I got these chips. You can even snack on something healthy like walnuts. It turns out walnuts are really high calorie. So if you just remove all the snacks and you only eat the chicken and rice meal, I'm way under on my calories. So it's a snacking problem. It's like I'm not realizing how expensive the snacks are. They're really expensive. So getting onto that software that keeps track of what you've eaten and actually using it is a game changer for sure. But then also you start to notice the items that are the highest calorie cost. Anything made out of oil, just literally anything made out of oil. Candy bars are made out of oil. Cakes are made out of oil. Ice cream's made out of oil. Just anything good is so weird. Anything made out of oil is the yummiest thing. Fried chicken, anything fried is oil. It's the food item, but soaked in oil. So it's oil, guys. Oil is the evil, it's the obesity supplement. It helps you become obese faster. It's oil. You would think it's sugar, but it's not sugar. Like you can eat fruit and it's got sugar in it. You can eat a decent amount of fruit before sugar becomes a problem over there. It's actually just oil. Candy bars are sugar and oil. And cheese is salt and oil. So salt and oil, sugar and oil. And those are where you lose. And that's very hard to remove from your diet. Like lasagna, you want lasagna? Well, lasagna's terrible if it's not full of cheese. Imagine if lasagna was just red sauce with like some meatballs. Well, then it's just spaghetti. What makes lasagna good is it's layered with cheese. What about pizza? Could you take the cheese off of pizza? Hell no. It's just a vehicle for the cheese. That's all it is. It's just cheese. So many of our most famous food items, cheeseburgers, it's just a way to eat cheese. And cheese, as it turns out, is the densest food you're going to be eating. It's because it's made out of oil. Sky Henderson. So oil is the enemy as far as I can tell. I'm trying to eat healthy oil. That would include like olive oil. But I don't like fry anything in olive oil, you know? And I don't eat, so if I eat oil, it's got to come from an actual food like avocado. Avocado has fat in it, right? So avocado good, fried chicken bad. Does that make sense? Sky Henderson. So no more fried food. Grilled food, baked food, boiled food. No more fried in oil. Can I see the Zuko for Honor SEC Rare once more, please? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll show that off to you. You've been a great customer. Look, check this out. So here he is. Really cool. You can see there's kind of an embossing there. Do you see the embossing? And that's an SEC. Really neat, dude. All right. Man says deep fried Snickers. There will be another fitness boom. Happens every 5 years or so. Mr. Count your salt intake too. I am being more careful with the salt. I had ramen the other day, which you'd think ramen would be really, really bad, but it's actually kind of similar calorically to rice. What makes ramen bad is all the stuff you add to it, but also it has oil and it has a lot of salt in it. So what I do is I do half the packet and I reduce the water volume to almost nothing. So I cook the noodles and then I remove all the water and then I do half the sauce packet. So you eat way less salt. But since there's less water diluting the seasoning, it still tastes very good. So I have that in place of rice sometimes, and then I still have my lean, maybe like a baked or a boiled chicken or whatever, however you cook it, air fried chicken, and or boiled egg is great, by the way. Boiled eggs, very, very lean protein. So you can still enjoy ramen. You just use way less of the seasoning packet and don't add anything to it. Don't add stuff to your ramen. Just eat it the way it is. Hey guys, it's 7:25. That's really late. Jacob Hayes wants into the Cubone break. He ordered 17 minutes ago, so that means you ordered after 7. I think we better cut it off here, guys, and I'm going to go spend some time with my wife. Tomorrow, we are picking up a car, so there'll be no daytime stream tomorrow. But I want to point something out. There will be a nighttime stream. So please be here for the nighttime stream. It will start typically around 12:30 a.m., but it really just starts whenever. If you want to make sure you don't miss the daytime stream, you know, the trick is to smash the bell button. And also check in Discord, because the Discord server gets pinged when we go live. Man says deep fried Snickers. All right, and then over here we've got Joseph Jones with 3 more spots in the Cubone break. We can actually take care of that right now. Joseph Jones. Hey, NHCC, did you see my email? I sent an email to you asking for you to clarify your address. I was trying to make your label online on the stamps.com website rather than the software, the downloadable software, to see if that would work. And I noted there's a difference between your PayPal address and the address I have saved in my stamps address. So I've got 2 different addresses for you. They're the same, but there's a slight differentiation between them. Can you get back to me on that email and confirm the exact address that needs to be used? I won't be able to make it the night one, says Mr. NHCC. No problem, man. So here's these. Okay, and what you wanted is jump me in these breaks. Chopper, Waifu, Fossil, Fleer Marvel Pack. Let's get this Fleer Marvel Pack for you, and I'll just get you jumped into those breaks when we start the next stream. So here's the Marvel Pack. No problem. Snipping this. All right. Okay. Tossing this over here. All right, we've got Black Widow. Here's Junk Pile. We've got Carnage. Random. Phoenix. Iron Man. Oh, and Archangel. Don't worry, we'll pick that card up real nice. Thanks, mister. No problem. There we go. There we go. Oops. Okay, we got Black Panther, Vision, and Tyrant. All right, very good. That's for NHCC. Mr. Is Miyazaki Gondor about to go off? Oh, Gengar? Miyazaki Gengar? No, but he's more than halfway done, so he's getting closer. Do I happen to have a bag for you over here, Mr. NHCC? Kip F has a bag over here. Damien Holding, Sergio. So, what I remember is your boxes are really, really full. That's what I remember. Siggy Iron Man and Holo. Nice. All right. There we go. You should have bag with my dress-up darling. Oh, okay. I'm going to create yet another bag. The end of the stream. I'll set this right here. There we go. All right, guys, we're hopping off. Mister, don't forget the 8, 9, and 10 on the Cubone. Have no fear. We're going to add those right now. Okay, yeah, this guy's almost done. Okay. And then NHCC's order wasn't completed, so we'll finish that tonight. All right, guys, have a nice night. We'll do a giveaway tonight, too, okay, guys? See you later.